Another big name is staying with WWE. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Friday, January 21st, 2022. A big welcome to those of you listening on WrestleMap.com. You can bring our updates to your website. Find out how at JustProWrestlingNews.com.
WWE.
Sami Zayn apparently confirmed a report by Fightful that he has re-signed with WWE. Zayn tweeted Thursday night, quote, "Sticking around and having fun, that's the Sami Zayn way," end quote. Friday night's SmackDown is promoting a rematch between Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and Naomi. WWE has abandoned its trademark filing for Gunther Stark, but Gunther the wrestler is apparently here to stay. Noam Dar is still the Heritage Cup champion in NXT UK, but A-Kid is far from finished as a challenger. The two men battled to a draw. It ended at one fall apiece after 6 rounds. Also on Thursday's show, Isla Dawn beat Emilia McKenzie, and Pretty Deadly beat Sam Gradwell and Saxon Huxley. Kenny Williams attacked Huxley during the match. Ilya Dragunov will defend the NXT UK Championship against Jordan Devlin in an empty arena match on next week's episode.
AEW.
Tonight's Rampage is live with the in-ring return of Jon Moxley. He will take on Ethan Page. Jade Cargill defends her TBS Championship against Anna Jay. Roppongi Vice, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta reunite to face the Young Bucks, plus Hook versus Serpentico. Nyla Rose pulled out of an independent booking this weekend after she tested positive for COVID-19. Coming up on Sunday, it's the biggest show in the history of GCW, the Wrld on GCW from New York's Hammerstein Ballroom. Jon Moxley will defend the GCW Championship against Homicide. The Briscoes will hold an open challenge for their GCW Tag Team titles. Jonathan Gresham defends his Ring of Honor World Championship against Blake Christian. Plus, Matt Cardona versus Joey Janela, Effie versus Jeff Jarrett, Ruby Soho versus Ali Ketch, and more. The show is live on Fight TV and pay-per-view Sunday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. The free kickoff show featuring a Battle Royal begins at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor has announced the main event for its comeback show, Supercard of Honor, on April 1st. It's going to be Jonathan Gresham versus Bandito to decide the undisputed ROH World Champion.
Impact Wrestling.
Gresham wrestled on Thursday's Impact Wrestling. He beat Steve Maclin in a Pure Rules match to retain his ROH Championship. Maclin exhausted his rope breaks, so Gresham locked on a figure 4 and then used the ropes to help him pin Maclin. Moose will defend the Impact World Championship against W. Morrissey one-on-one at Impact's No Surrender special on February 19th. Morrissey beat VSK and Zicky Dice in a 2-on-1 match on Thursday's Impact. Josh Alexander beat Charlie Haas in the main event. The Ring of Honor 5 attacked them after the match, leading to a show-closing brawl involving Chris Sabin, Eddie Edwards, Rich Swann, Willie Mack, Heath, and Rhino. Earlier, Doc Gallows and Joe Doring beat Heath and Rhino. Also on the show, the number 1 contender for the Knockouts Championship, Tasha Steelz, she beat Chelsea Green. And The Influence beat Havoc in another 2-on-1 match after The Influence took out Rosemary before the match. On Before the Impact, Matt Cardona challenged Digital Media Champion Jordan Grace to a title match. Grace had just beaten Lady Frost to retain the gold. 5150 is still the MLW Tag Team Champions. They retained the gold with a win over Aerostar and Drago on Thursday's MLW Azteca. Also, the Black Hand of Contra, Mods Kruger, beat Bestia 666 in a Tijuana street fight, and Pagano got the better of Richard Holiday in a Barrio brawl. Alex Hammerstone will defend the MLW Heavyweight Championship against Davey Richards. It'll happen at MLW Super Fight tapings in Charlotte, North Carolina on February 26th. MLW is holding more tapings Friday night in Dallas.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Saturday night's New Japan Strong has a big 6-man tag team main event. Fred Rosser, Rocky Romero, and Taylor Rust versus the strong openweight champion Filthy Tom Lawler, Jarrell Nelson, and the newest incarnation of Black Tiger. Plus, Bad Dude Tito makes his strong debut against Juice Robinson. That is Just Pro Wrestling News for Friday, January 21st. Be sure you're subscribed to this feed so you don't miss our next update. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.